What's going on, everybody? Welcome to podcast number 1, which for us feels like number 2 because we just recorded this whole thing and the camera shut off at 2 minutes and we were all too intrigued that we didn't realize it. So,
yeah,
if you guys want the audio from the original one, let us know.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
yeah.
So
we went 25 minutes of the last 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Went to go look at it and there was 2 minutes. First 2 minutes were fire.
They were.
In my opinion.
Right, absolutely.
Play a little patty cake.
It was good. I'm Zach Baker. This is my buddy Slim. And this is my other buddy Matt. And this is podcast number 1 of Tackling the Dream. That way you guys can get to know us a little bit better. Slim, we used to work together briefly for about a year, right? I think it was about a year.
Yeah, roughly about a year.
Yeah.
He didn't like me at first.
I really didn't. I did not. so I was a graphic designer at this job. I had my office chair, was comfortable, I was doing my own thing. I show up, they're like, yeah, new guy's gonna be there on Monday. And come in Monday, I sit down in my chair, and you know the office chairs have like 3 legs? One of them was like cracked, dude. And so I sit down and I like fall, like the chair like goes out from underneath of me. Already not in a good mood. I hate driving in traffic.
I stole his chair.
You took it.
He took my chair.
You
Dude,
took it.
and I'm like, dude, how did my chair, like, it was fine Friday when I left. And then I go walking out there and I see this dude sitting in my chair. I'm like, yeah, I don't like this guy.
That is the.
Hey, I'm Slim. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I stole your chair.
Yep.
Not a good-
What was that 3, 4, 5 years later? I don't even know when that was.
I don't remember either.
Here we
I
are
think
now.
I was still in school.
So probably at least 4 years ago.
Yeah, probably about 4 years ago. We both ended up going different jobs. Still kind of talked off and on. And then we started fishing together. He's telling me about this lake that's loaded with monster bass. Then I get off work, we meet up there, do a lot of night fishing. And every time, so this lake, Slim had the, actually, well no, I don't want to get too far ahead. Slim told me about this lake. He's like, yeah, there's monster bass in it. So I'm fired up,
It was
excited.
a public lake. Try to
Public
keep
lake.
it,
Yeah.
on the down low.
So he's fired up about it. He's telling me
Yeah.
people are catching these 7-pounders out here, blah, blah, blah. First time I go out with him, I'm excited. I'm going to catch a big fish. I hook into a big fish. Like, biggest bass I've ever felt in my life, especially on a bass rod. I reel in, it's a catfish, a 9-pound
Oh,
catfish.
that's
Remember that?
right.
Yeah. I was like, dude, my heart was beating so hard. Like, this is
forgot
dude,
about
the biggest. I was
That's
like,
wild.
I had big bass in my mind. It was like
Oh, I
9-pound
forgot
catfish is
about
cool.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was like,
It was on a 10-inch worm, if I
it
remember.
was, yeah. It was on my bass rod. And so I'm like, biggest bass ever.
Yeah.
And you actually ran into the water for me, so I
Yeah.
was freaking out to get it.
I wasn't
I
that
did-
guy like, oh, he caught a big fish. I ran in
Yeah.
there and got it, and I was like,
And-
dude,
And then
first
about
time.
40 minutes later, you caught a 5-pounder, and I ran in the water to grab it. So
Yeah.
I got the big catch of the day. But anyways,
Yeah.
so that lake, we'd fish all the time. We'd always
Forgot
go
about
out
that.
there. We had our little spots we'd hit. We always tried to get out there as soon as we could after work. And every single time, there's this other guy out there. That was, dude, you could tell he had already fished all the good spots. It was all the way at the back. And
Yep. Every
and that was
time.
Matt.
Yeah,
That was Matt.
yeah. That
Every
lake
time.
that was magical. And then I met you 8 years ago, and we were
Oh,
At,
we
at
were
the same lake,
at
right?
the same lake. We were the
Yeah.
only two nuts that were out there fishing, and it was pouring down rain. But we were catching 7-pounders. It was
Yeah,
a pretty,
we were nailing
awesome
them.
It was
lake.
a good
yeah.
lake, yeah.
He had shorts on, no shoes, or shorts on, shoes, no socks. Walked through the water.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw him every time I'd fish any lake in that area. Matt was always there.
Yeah. So.
But
always
you
there
guys
first
didn't really
and always
like.
there
Yeah.
last.
Well, that one time, so when me and Matt really started talking at the lake, that's when you were using your fly rod.
Okay,
you were fly
yeah,
fishing.
yeah.
And I was fishing that spot. It got dark. I had to go. I didn't catch anything. Dude, it was, I think you said it was like 20 minutes or 30 minutes later. You caught, was it 8?
7 or 8. On
7?
the fly rod, it was 7.5. Yeah.
7.5.
And that was-
Same little like pool area I
Yeah.
was fishing. And it is like 30 minutes later you get this text message
Well-
like, look what I got. It's
Yeah,
7-pound
at a
bass.
public lake.
Yeah.
That's funny because I usually use regular gear for bass fishing, and I just made it a goal that last spring
Yeah.
to just stick with the fly rod just because I wanted to do it.
Right. Well, it's
I was
more of a
using
challenge, right?
A big musky
That's
fly.
how you know you catch a lot of bass when,
So-
when you
When
make
you
it more
need a
challenge.
So that spring, it was killing me though because I was seeing you guys throw regular gear, and I was like, I know I could be catching fish with regular gear, but I really wanted to get that giant on the fly, which I did, and then now I'm done
Back
to doing the gear.
back to doing the gear.
Yeah.
I've always done that.
Back to norm.
So.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's how we all met. Matt, that's how we all met.
Yeah. Yep.
And now we're starting podcast, which I'm super excited about. This is also audio version is going to be on Spotify. I haven't quite figured out exactly how to do that yet, but it will be. So those of you listening audio version. Set the scene for you. Matt's to my left, Slim's to my right. We're in a tiny shop on a tiny table with a giant American flag above us. So that's all you really need to know to set the scene.
I think that's a perfect description.
You know,
I mean-
5 minutes, 6 minutes in, we're still recording. So that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
The
great.
red lights. Yeah.
The red light's still blinking.
Perfect.
I honestly, losing the whole first recording helps us make good eye contact with the camera.
Oh,
You know,
for sure.
now we're, hey, is it on? It's on. Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, it's still blinking.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
You know, first time for everything.
Yep.
First time.
So why don't you tell them a little bit about
I
a little
gotta
bit
do
about
it.
the guy
Yeah,
behind
so
you?
we'll do this again.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
This is our new mascot. It's a goldfish. It's not a koi. It's not a pond koi or a whatever. It was a pinky size, 25-cent feeder fish from Walmart. I'm really big into fish, obviously. That's why we're all here. Had saltwater tanks, freshwater tanks, wild caught fish, you know, everything. Bred fish, all types of stuff. This was just to establish a tank. Their goldfish are nasty. They get the ammonia going, all the natural stuff you need in there to get the water going. He never died. I had like 10 of them. would.
To sum up
Man.
the story,
You
Yeah,
feed
he never
them,
died.
and
Right.
you'd see him come in and like headbutt. It was like dogs trying to eat, you know. And man, the guy just never stopped growing. So it was disgusting. It was some of the dirtiest water I've ever seen in my life. It was like a dog. Like when I came walking in, he swam to the top and he knew he was getting
Oh, yeah,
fed.
you knew it was time.
It-
I mean, they were like pellets, man, like smoker pellets. You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this
yeah.
dude
Yeah.
would just swallow them down. So right before he died, though, I did get a good weigh on him. I think it was like 6.2.
That's wild, man.
I went through, I think, 8 taxidermists I
6.2?
called.
It was-
6.2 pounds, yeah.
oh, okay.
I think
thought you were
so.
saying
No, yeah,
that-
6 pounds, 2 ounces, yeah.
that was 6 pounds.
Yeah, I
That's
put a
wild.
scale on him and I felt bad because at one point it kind of cut him, but yeah.
Is that how he died?
No, we randomly
You're like,
came
it's
home.
super sad.
Yeah.
Randomly came home, he was just floating. I mean, it was pretty bad, dude. So called about 6 to 10 taxidermists. Finally, one guy was like, "Heck yeah, man, I'll give it
Yeah,
a
can you
shot."
say everyone else like, no?
They were just like, "A goldfish?" And they just, one guy hung up on me, thought I was a prank calling him,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and I was like, "No, man, like I'll email you a photo, you know." I mean, this was years ago. But yeah, I'll show you the girth of this guy. I mean,
He's got some shoulders. And
Frank
he's
the
got some
goldfish.
girth.
he's
Yeah.
fallen apart. He's been, you know,
Yeah.
he's been like this for
He's been through it, but yeah.
probably like 8 years now. But I gave it to Zach for the shop.
I'm
the
honored,
mascot.
by the way. Yeah, everyone that
You know?
comes in here, they're like, is that real?
For the record, you know, my wife would not let me hang it in the house, which
Yeah.
I get.
Yeah.
I,
You know,
I
fair.
don't. I mean,
Fair.
you want to talk about, like, what's the terminology? Just drew a blank. Conversation starter?
Oh
Right,
yeah,
right,
I
yeah.
mean,
Frank the goldfish.
yeah.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
telling
like,
What the heck is that? You think we'd have a 6-pound largemouth hanging?
yeah,
out?
yeah, not a gold.
Yeah.
you. We're a bass fishing podcast with a goldfish hanging on the wall. But,
But I mean, look at it. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, I've seen goldfish bigger than that." Man, that's a pond koi. This
Right.
is a feeder fish.
it was
You
like
want-
one of those 50-cent ones from
Yeah.
Walmart.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what blows my mind is that
Yeah,
I
that's
have
what
a-
you feed.
I have
fish.
a largemouth at home named Sheriff, and I feed him feeder fish this big, and that is what I can't believe it.
That's what I'm
Can't believe
saying,
it,
dude.
you know?
Get another tank started.
Yeah,
And
try
just
to
throw
see-
one of those
see
in
if
there.
I can
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had like, I'm telling you, I had like 4 or 5 fish tanks. I had this beautiful saltwater coral, and everybody would walk past everything
to see that guy.
and go to this big dumb goldfish.
Frank the goldfish.
You know,
That's
and,
awesome.
I mean, I think he lived like 10 years. I don't know how long they're supposed to live. I mean, yeah, he was a beast.
That's
When
awesome.
you said your pet bass sheriff has a
Shit.
friend.
Yeah, it's a crawdad, and we call him the General.
So if General,
And it's funny because they're actually best friends. I wanted him to eat the General,
and he's not.
and they're like best friends.
See, to me that sounds like the start of another Frank story.
Yeah.
So what if the General never stops growing and you know,
Right?
like a
And
pet
it-
lobster?
yeah, like
yeah, Dude, that'd be so sick.
Lobster,
Like,
yeah.
Start hanging all of our friends here.
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
kind of
best friends.
sad,
That's
but like
hilarious.
Ah, yeah, but yeah,
lived a good long life.
it did, dude. This guy ate better than a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the
I
fish
believe
food
it.
was getting expensive. It was like, this is insane.
Do you guys want to tell them what's your social media? Matt never posts anything.
Yeah,
I
sure.
wanna-
I mean, yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
start,
I mean,
but yeah.
my
Matt's gonna
Instagram,
start.
I got
We're
a
gonna
bunch of
change
stuff
that
I need to
this year.
post.
We're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
make him do it.
Yes, or I'll post it. Just send me your stuff and I'll post it for you.
Yeah.
Like Matt, we see him like once or twice a year because he's always fishing.
I do fish a lot.
This
I
is
do fish
a
lot.
rare moment
Yeah.
with Matt in the garage with
yeah.
us.
We gotta
so.
film like 2 years worth of podcast tonight so you can go back to fishing.
won't
Yeah, I,
see
get out
Matt.
there. I literally came off the water yesterday and thought I was gonna have to come all the way straight here from the lake. 2
Yeah,
hours. But
yeah, because we were gonna do
luckily-
this last night.
Luckily, we moved it because I fished until after dark.
Well, you weren't responding earlier, and I called Slim. I was like, "Hey, should we go check on Matt?"
Yeah.
He's like, "He's probably fishing.
Yeah.
He'll holler at us later."
Yeah.
Yeah, here he is.
What's your Instagram?
It's gonna be Matt Cuppy Fishing.
Matt Cuppy Fishing.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll link that below too,
Yep.
and I'll have him on my Instagram. And Slim
Pretty sure mine's Slim Shine, isn't it?
Slim Shine. Do you have a bass fishing one?
No, I'm gonna make one though.
Do you want it to be Slim Shine?
Slim Shine Fishing.
That has a good ring
Slim
to
Shine
it.
Fishing.
Slim
Yeah,
Shine
yeah.
Fishing.
Yeah.
I'll have both
All right.
those linked below.
We'll
And
make 'em.
I'm Baker Builds, of course. And
Absolutely.
also, so we have tons of ideas
Yeah.
for topics for videos.
Oh, yeah.
Anything from lure building, painting, of course, because that's what this channel is, along with tackle tips.
Yep.
And then, I mean, really
Tournament
anything.
fishing,
Yeah.
tackle tips, fishing the creeks in your backyard. If you don't have a car, take your bike. We're gonna talk about everything.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like what to look for too, because
Yeah.
like I know a big
Yeah.
thing when I started fishing was I just didn't know what to do. I went to
Right.
the store, I bought these weird crankbait things,
Yeah.
and I was throwing them, and now I'm like, well, no wonder I wasn't catching anything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
We're
I
Color,
know,
weather, temperature.
We're starting from where you just got your first spinning rod, and then we're gonna have days where we talk about like tournament angling. So just check
Yeah.
it out because it's gonna.
and if there's anything you guys are real curious about or you have questions, make sure to comment below, and that will most definitely be a future podcast.
Absolutely.
And I think this pretty well sums up.
Yeah, I
Episode
just want to
number
do
one.
one funny thing just to show. So all
Oh,
this
yeah.
behind him is all the product. It's amazing. It's great. He hand paints all this stuff. We'll get into that. But the one cool thing I just want to show everybody, I just like to do the zoom in. These are the new things Baker Build. I just had to make sure the red light was on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know.
New,
I did.
new things Baker Builds is doing. This guy is incredible. Hold on, that's him.
Hey, I made that block of wood from
Yeah,
scratch.
just a solid block of wood, but I just want to show the
No, talk about
detail
Frank a
into
little
this. So this is how he starts all
You wanna
these.
do
These
that
are
in a
all
minute?
actually
Okay,
hand-carved
yeah.
pieces of wood. Just a template. He has his templates on his website, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's step one of like, I don't know, 50. Just as simple as that. And let me show you when I tried it.
You have a little story for
I
yours
got a little
too.
story. I guess I could tell it now. But just look how terrible the detail is. Now, don't get me wrong. This thing's going to kill. It looks
But
great.
here's what I do think is important though, so that way other people know. This was my first one that I carved.
True.
Like it's not, in my opinion, too different than what yours looks like.
And
Well,
that did catch you a good.
I did catch
Yeah,
a
you
big
catch
fish on it,
fish.
actually
Yeah.
at the same lake we met at. Cause I remember that, because I
Yeah.
caught this fish and you had texted me because you were on the other side of the lake. Like, you
Yeah.
just catch a big one?
Yeah.
I was like,
On a
no.
swim bait that you handmade, one of your first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
cool. That's so cool.
So my one and only first time. I mean, I used to be a woodworker and shop class, all that stuff. I cut
don't-
my
really?
finger so bad. I had to go to the emergency room. I was infected. I super glued it just from this. Anyways, that was my one and done. But let me show you though.
It's too dangerous for you to carve work.
Look at the detail on this. These are the new big things Baker Build's going to be producing.
And we're in the process of testing them and making sure that they glide right and the sink rate and all that.
Yep, because there's a certain like action we're trying to get. I think that's what a lot of things, or a lot of times people will just crank out a bait real quick and throw it out there. Like,
Right.
hey, here's my
Yeah.
bait. Here's what I'm selling.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a certain thing, and we wanted to do it really
The right
well,
way.
and then be extremely durable.
I mean, we've gone back and forth with this guy.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta just
You
do
gotta-
it.
yeah,
It's
Frankenstein.
Yep,
Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein.
Yep.
And Zach gave me the first prototype, and we have drilled into this thing.
And I have a video of that when we first tested it.
Yeah.
I'll link it below if you're on YouTube, and it's just vlog number 1, I think, or 2. I don't
Yeah.
remember. But there's a video of it when I first gave Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And if you watch that video, you'll see how beautiful he looked. It's
Oh, yeah,
pristine.
absolutely.
Looks great.
It's caught me 2 5-pounders and a couple, I think 3 and 4
Within a month or two.
like a month. So I haven't had it
Yeah.
very long, and these bass, they really do look at this thing differently for sure. So we'll go into that more too.
Yep.
But
And I think it's something kind of important too for people, because I get a lot of people message me. A very common question: how do I start a tackle business? How do I do this? How do I do that? Test your product. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
hands down.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if you're selling one bait a month. If it's a good one and it's a good product and you've tested it, do it. I see a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it. I do things different, or I have my own way of doing things. But a lot of people will buy all these blanks from all over the place, paint them, and sell them, and never even touch the water.
That's the great thing about you is I'll see something so minute on a bait that I don't like, and I can tell Zach, and he'll be like, "Let's fix it."
Yep.
That was probably loud, but let's fix it. That's gonna hurt your ears. But that's the thing that I love because we want this bait perfect, and if I see something I don't like, I get
and that's how Frankenstein got his name, because it was a test bait.
Yep.
We knew it wasn't going to stay pretty.
Right.
Matt threw it. He said, "Hey, it works good, but."
Right. There's a few different things.
Yeah, and so we started drilling holes into them, adding weight, changing weight, taking out weight, and then I think you kind of started on accident. You're like, dude, you're like a mad scientist in your workshop.
I take him in and I'll say, hey, it's doing this, doing that, and he'll, all right, let me try this. Just go to town, just trying different things, and that's what's cool, and that's what makes a great
Frankenstein.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So Frankenstein, Baker Builds, Glide Baits coming out 2021. Hey, Happy New Year, by the way, guys.
You know,
that sounds weird.
We haven't hung out since 2020, have we? I don't
Probably
think so.
not.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Start a new job, and I've been. I'm here now, though.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And everyone
Same
listening.
to you.
Yep. We're gonna get more in depth on other videos about building and painting.
Just
and
a little teaser.
something you can take away from today, though: test your product. Tackling the Dream podcast. We're gonna go for every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And some live fishing here and there.
Yeah. We'll do that,
also,
for sure.
I think would be sick. Get a couple of these under our belts. Figure it out. Well, the biggest thing is getting the internet to work out in the shop. Do a live stream where you guys can ask us questions. And we'll answer
heck
them.
yeah, for sure.
So I think that'd be pretty cool. So that'd be upcoming too. 2021 is going to be a good year. Thank you guys for watching, and for those of you just listening, we'll catch you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's watch yourselves.
What? See? Crazy.